Everybody's sitting facing them. I don't see that one.
And welcome to Raising Canes here in Laurel, Mississippi, right across from the Walmart. And Kinsley, I tell you what, it's good to be back in the Free State after a trip to New Orleans, watching the Pelicans and Anthony Davis sitting courtside. You know, we've got some big things happening here on Kicking It with the Coach. Coach Phillips, you know, he's on his way. You know, they're getting the gym ready. You know, going to be the opening game for the Southeastern Baptist Chargers in a season in which they are revitalizing the basketball program from the 60s and 70s, and they're looking to continue that success that they had back then. And so we've got a couple of players here. We're going to be talking to Glenn Grover, all the way from New Orleans, Louisiana. So where we were last night at the Smoothie King Center.
Right, so yeah, we're right in his neck of the woods. Wonder if he's ever been in that place, because I mean it was freezing up in that place.
Oh, the Smoothie King Center.
Yeah.
It's mighty cold. It was so cold you could hang meat up in that joint. Yeah, I mean it was cold.
You know, we Southerners. I
know it's a little warmer down in Louisiana now, but listen, it was freezing in there.
Yeah,
I mean, I hate to know what the electric bill was in that place, you know, because they sure didn't have enough people there last night to pay the bill. But, you know, I guess they'll wait till LeBron comes to make up for it, you know.
Yeah, that could be a mighty long time.
It is, you know. So the Pelicans improved to 3-0. The Tigers, you know, we've been talking with Coach Braddock all season. The Tigers are going to be playing Friday night, Newton County. Take the Cougars, yeah. They are 2-9, I believe, on the season. They had one of those extra games, you know, Kinsley. So we'll be going up there, you know, going through Newton. And, you know, Newton's got this good steakhouse.
Do they now?
Yes, sir. They got some good ribeyes.
Oh, okay.
You like a ribeye, don't you?
Oh, yes, my favorite cut.
Okay, so we'll have to try us one of those ribeyes up there at Zach Garvin's Steakhouse.
Oh.
So for all you Tiger fans listening, you know, leave a little early. Get there, go to Zach Garvin's and get you a steak.
Okay. Well, I'll have to put them to the test. I've had a lot of good ribeyes in my day.
Now, are you a medium guy or are you a medium well?
Oh, medium.
Okay, because if you get a medium well steak, you might as well get a hamburger.
Yeah, might as well.
You know, because it's not as good. It's like ground chuck. You know what I mean? So,
right. But I mean, if you want to get a good, tender, juicy steak, you got to go with medium.
Absolutely. Well, okay. We'll talk to Coach Braddock. Coach, we couldn't decide between Jay and Alonzo. Is that right? Jalen. My bad. I mean, been calling. Well, I thought it was Alonzo. My bad, Jalen. I mean, Jay and Jalen. Yeah, it's got a ring to it. You know, the J and J connection.
Yeah, there we go.
So, all right, Jay and Jalen. Jay had a couple of touchdowns for, you know, big receptions Friday night against who was it? Mendenhall, the Mendenhall Tigers. I should have all this stuff written down, but it's been a long week. So, and Jalen.
Yeah, he showed out on
he showed kickoff had a big kickoff return, you know.
Touchdown.
Man, I tell you, he was flying down that sideline. And so, Coach, you know, it wasn't exactly the best of endings, but you guys played your tails off against a tough Mendenhall team.
Yeah, we did. I thought the kids battled hard. We couldn't get a stop. You know, once we got going, we felt like, Lord, we couldn't get a stop there, so we tried some onside kicks to get the ball and didn't get it. But offensively, these guys did a great job. Jay played on both sides of the ball. Of course, Jalen played special teams. But I think the first 8 or 9 plays, Jay had, I think he was in on 6 or 7 tackles. He finished with like 9 or 10 tackles. So he had a tremendous game. They're both tremendous players, and Jalen's done what he's done. You know, most of the year. He got better as the year went on. You know, he coming off that serious knee injury and you know, broke his leg there at Taylorsville last year, and he's been getting better. Both of them are really, really good players and have done a good job. Been in the program their whole time. They really matured a lot, you know, on and off the field, and you know, I'm really proud of them. I hate to see them hate to see them go, but they'll have bright futures in whatever they do, both of them.
Yeah, I remember, Friday night, Kinsley and I kept on calling Morris on the tackle. He was really all over the place, and Jay, had over 100 yards of receiving, 114 yards receiving. Yeah. So big impact players Friday night. So in a season which hasn't been everything you guys wanted, however, your guys aren't quitting and they're not letting down. No,
they're not, and they did. They had a great week of practice. I really noticed. I told Jay a couple of weeks ago, I thought he really had one of his better weeks of practice, and then he really played really well, ran really good routes, and I thought the same thing out of Jazalen. And my wife and I were talking after the game. I was frustrated because, I kind of hang my hat on the defensive side, and we're struggling there. We got one kid that started last year that come back, and we knew it was going to be tough defensively, but we just couldn't get them on the ground, so I was a little frustrated. My wife, she said, I really saw the seniors. I thought they played extra special, and they did. I mean, these two guys, and Fi and Antonio, it was a bunch of guys that you could see they realized that their high school careers, like all of us, at some point it's going to come to an end. And, I said, well, they played that way, but they also practice that way, and their attitude's really good. So, it's been a struggle, and it stinks. It really does. It just, it's just bad. But at the end of the day, they're great young men, and they've come a long way, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
All right, so I'm going to shift the attention here a little bit to Players of the Week. And Jazalen, I want to start with you. Your performance Friday night, man, I hadn't seen that type of performance. Really haven't seen that much of this year, which I understand you went through an injury situation last year, kind of affected you this year. But, man, I have not seen you could show some giddy up like that on the kickoff returns since last year, man. How did it feel? How did it feel to be able to get back out there and just allow things, your gameplay to return to normalcy?
Well, I had to step up. The team was counting on me in my last game in the jungle. We had two big threats in receiver and one big threat in the backfield. I would just want to be a valuable player. Try to get the win, trying to finish strong. Had to do it. So that was just a game of football.
And just talk about like the emotion of it all. It's your last time to perform in the jungle. The last opportunity in a Northeast Jones Tiger football jersey. What emotions were you feeling that night?
I was just happy that the senior stuff, though. I was feeling sad, but hey, that's just life. You got to face it. I just felt like we just had to face it and just stick with it and make the best out of last. You just got to play for your ability. It was the last game, so I just got to play it like it was the best. Go out with a dog fight and finish strong.
I hear you, man. So that's good stuff. I just want to know. I remember you from the start when you were playing. You've had a great career in Northeast. So I hope it continues for you, man. You got a good young man. Come from a good background. You got a lot of talent in you. So I hope you continue to play, somewhere else. So I'm proud of you, man. And so, Jay Jones, for you, man, you were just snagging nearly everything that was thrown your way, man. You were flying across the field, getting open. Talk about, how you felt your last performance in the jungle.
Well, I know I had to do my best for my team. Being a senior and senior night, we had to really show out and put our all into it. We really did our best, even though we came up short of the win, we really didn't stop fighting, so yeah.
And just talk about like your emotions. Just like your last time to perform in the jungle, but was there any sadness about or anything like that you were feeling that night, or you just happened to go out and just perform to the best of your ability that night?
Just perform to the best of my ability. Yeah, it was sad and all. Yeah, senior night, we ain't gonna never play on that field again. It was a lot of emotion.
All right, so good talking with you, Jazalen and Jay. Jay, his father, Jamie, was a tremendous player for the Tigers back in the 90s on some of those great Tiger teams. And so there's a lot of bloodline there with the Joneses. Yeah. They there every Friday night now. So,
really,
really good Tiger supporters. The Rio You know, he's always there, supporting Jamie and the other Tigers, and so it's good to always see them at the ball games. And so, it's not Northeast Jones football without a Jones. So,
you're exactly right. It means seems like every year there's a Jones somewhere.
Yeah, there's a Jones out there on the field.
There's always talent when it comes to that bloodline.
So now let's kind of preview Newton County, Coach. What do you see in Newton County? A game, it's the last season, regular season game, and it's a game which, you guys need a win just to not have, you know what I mean, with everything that goes with that.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this, and it's no disrespect to them, because their team is playing hard. They're trying to get a new coach. They're trying to get things turned around. They will be they'll be the first team on our schedule that has not had a winning record. There's one or two teams that are sitting right at 5-5, and the others are 9-0 and 8-2. Every team on our schedule. This one's not that way. However, they're a lot like us. They're a team that's going to keep fighting. They're going to be hungry to get a win. They got good schools, a lot like ours, just a good rural country school with good kids that's going to keep battling. They're not going to quit. So it'll be a big challenge, but I feel very, very confident in our kids. We've had a good week of practice. We're going to have a great day today, and I feel very confident that we're going to go take care of business. And if we go play well, we're going to win. And like I told the kids, I wish we could win them all. I wish we could win half of them. But at the end of the day, the kids, and myself and coaches, we need to win. Because we've been through a lot, and I feel like if we play well Friday, we'll be able to get it.
And Coach, considering that the season hadn't gone you guys well, but you have a talented group of guys that you've had the privilege of working with, and the season is pretty much at its end now. So, just talk about what are some bright spots or good points that you've taken from this season, whether it come from working with the kids. What are some good things that you've taken from this season?
Well, just like these two kids that's with me today, seeing those kids mature, seeing where they come from, not just physically mature and on the ball field, but mentally and the way they carry themselves. The fact that you can go through the pains that we went through and you still got a bunch of kids that fight and claw and it doesn't give up, and I wish I could sit here and brag and tell you I had something to do with that, but the truth of the matter is that there's that type of kids, and they come from good people, good parents, and that's what kind of community we're from, and that's what kind of school we are. We're a little down. There's no doubt about it. We're a little down this year as far as records, obviously, but we won't be down forever. We'll bounce back. I can assure you that, and the kids understand that. Just the maturity would be the most positive thing I could take from it.
All right. Well, that was a good talk with Coach Braddock and Jay and Jazalyn. And so, Kinsley, let's shift the focus now from football to one of my favorite sports, basketball. And so we are going to be broadcasting all of the home games and a few of the road games that are close to us of the Southeastern Baptist College Chargers. So are you excited about Saturday's tip-off?
I am super excited about it, man. This is it's like an historical moment. And, I just, happy to be excited about it. Don't know everything there is to know about this team yet, but I believe, Coach Phillips, great guy. So I believe he's going to, he has a great team assembled. Great administration at Southeastern Baptist College. So I'm really excited to be a part of this. Me and you, we're going to put together a great broadcast team.
Hey, you know what that means for New Rock coming in Saturday? That means bad news for New Rock. You know, that's what that means.
In for a rude awakening.
They in for a rude awakening. They going to get slammed on. It's going to be a bad experience
Tearing
for
some
them.
rims down.
Tearing some rims down. Mr. Grove over here looks like he's ready.
He's ready.
He's ready. He said he scored 26 the other day.
Yeah.
Coach Phillips told me 20, but he said 26. So
when you got guys scoring all over the place, man. Who really can keep up with you?
Who really can keep up? Like AD last night scored 34. He had 12 when we were there. So
at the end of the day, as long as Southeastern Baptist has more points than New Rock, that's all that really matters.
The W.
That's it.
That's what's matters.
That's all that really matters.
So that's what it counts. So let's talk with Coach Phillips, and Coach Kinsley's closer to you, so he's going to do the microphone and all that good stuff. So, Coach, tell me about this season. I know you guys, you got your bleachers coming in. You got all